John McEnroe and Andre Agassi are two legends of tennis. Both these stars will be competing in a pickleball tournament for a $1 million purse. Created by Inside Out Sports and Entertainment, this tournament is called Pickleball Slam. The event's going to be big, especially since Grand Slam champions like Andy Roddick and Michael Chang are being featured in the competition. Chang will take on Roddick, and then John McEnroe and Andre Agassi will clash later on. Once these single matches are done, there's going to be doubles. McEnroe and Chang on one team, and Roddick and Agassi on the other. The Pickleball Slam is set to be held at Hard Rock Live at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Florida on the 2nd of April this year. The tournament will also have an amateur challenge before the singles and doubles matches from the 31st of March till the 1st of April. The amateur challenge will feature a whopping 96 doubles teams. That's 192 individual players, and they're all going to compete for $10,000. It'll also give the amateur tennis players the opportunity to play against two of the four legends in tennis before the main event. And according to the co-CEO of Horizon Sports and Entertainment, the Pickleball Slam is a cultural phenomenon. He talked about how people of all demographics are a part of it. People of all age groups, genders, income levels, and geographies are involved. The Horizon co-CEO explained how the Pickleball Slam is the convergence of sports and culture. It's a partnership with Hard Rock that's set to last a few years from now, and that it gives brands a platform to engage with amateur tennis players and all the passionate fans. And the more popularity the Slam gains, the more this opportunity and diversity increases. The co-CEO said that he's excited to bring these four icons of tennis together for this tournament. He even talked about how pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the USA. The sport may be new, but it isn't really new for Andre Agassi and Andy Roddick. Both of them played a charity match back in 2018 for their own respective charities, though other players may not be as nice as Roddick and Agassi. John McEnroe's gotten a lot of backlash for some of his comments. Zhengshang Shang is a Chinese tennis player, and after his first round loss against Francis Tiafoe in the Australian Open, McEnroe poked fun at his nickname on ESPN. John asked how he's the only dude in China that's named Jerry, and how they even came up with Jerry as a name for him in the first place. He even made fun of his parents, asking if they watched a lot of Tom and Jerry. Now, some people might find that funny, but a lot of people also label this kind of behavior as racist. Shang is also the first man from China to win a mini-draw major singles match. He deserves a lot more respect than that, and rightfully so. Fans have been calling McEnroe racist, insensitive, and ignorant. Aside from that though, Zhengshang Shang has had a pretty good year. At the young age of just 17, this Chinese man was ranked 666th at the start of the 2022 season, and incredibly, by the end of the year, Shang was ranked number 192 in the world. This Chinese player sure is rising up the ranks fast. Jerry even won every single one of his 3 qualifying matches at the 2023 Australian Open, and this included a tough matchup against Fernando Verdasco from Spain. In the opening round of the main draw, the rising player even beat Oscar Otta from Germany, but was later defeated by Francis Tiafoe in straight sets. And the world number one's recent comments on him haven't sat well with the fans at all. With McEnroe being labeled as an ignorant racist, some even think he isn't fit to be an analyst. His comments were indeed very disrespectful and shameless. Here are some reactions by people to John's comments. The 7-time Grand Slam champion has been getting a lot of hate for his words about the Chinese prodigy. A fan tweeted out talking about how it's always cringe and disrespectful when they talk about Asian players. The fan recalls them bringing up the order of play and talked about how they wouldn't say Qin Wenzhang's name. They just called her Chinese superstar. Others tweeted out saying how it's unreal that John McEnroe still has his job after this. Another fan tweeted out and called his comments embarrassing and spoke about how his joke was unprofessional. Others were even more enraged. Some people even used words like xenophobia to describe this incident. Others were just shocked. to see McEnroe talk like this, and spoke about how people aren't ready to take stuff like this seriously. The tweets may have varied a little, but everyone has the same message, that McEnroe is a race. I don't know if John will be disallowed from his analytical status though. That's something we'll just have to wait and see. But there are other things the world's #1 has gone on rants about too, like a certain growing sport we've been talking about. That's right, John McEnroe thinks pickleball is pathetic. Considering how fast pickleball has been gaining popularity, it's become the center of many heated debates all over the world. People even thought McEnroe sided with pickleball. But in a talk with ABC News Radio, correspondent Jason Nathanson asked him for his views on the new sport, and the 7-time Grand Slam champ didn't shy away from speaking his mind. John said he isn't really fond of pickleball, but added that he still plays the sport with his friends. He talked about how he enjoys giving them the benefit of the doubt and making them think they can actually win some of the games. McEnroe told Jason that he isn't a pickleball convert, and said that he thinks the sport sucks. When Jason asked him why he plays the sport if he doesn't like it, McEnroe talked about how it's a level playing field. His friends think they can beat him, though John says his knowledge of angles gives him the edge. It must be fun though for his friends. They get the chance to beat a 7-time Grand Slam champion in a sport that's very similar to tennis. Not many people get that opportunity. McEnroe still thinks pickleball is a crappy game though. In the same interview, John went on about how you're more likely to pick up an injury playing pickleball than you are with tennis. He warned people to be careful with this sport and told people to just stay with tennis. Considering how pickleball is a sport that doesn't require you to bend your knees, use your core, or even turn your body to hit the ball, John considers pickleball absolutely pathetic. But other than that, he says it's great. So can pickleball and tennis both coexist? When Jason Nathanson asked McEnroe this question, all he had to say was no. And it was a firm no, too. Clearly, the 7-time Grand Slam champion doesn't think the two can coexist together. But maybe his 7 Grand Slams put a bias in his head, making him think his sport is better than pickleball. But overall, the pickleball versus tennis debate has created much divide, splitting people into two over the last few months. The controversy has only been helping the new sport gain more attention though. It's one of the reasons pickleball is becoming so popular. Even new laws have been introduced, where authorities ask pickleball players to stop taking over children's playgrounds and tennis courts. But that's only brought pickleball players even more together. And if a sport can do that, then it's a good sport in my books. See you in the next video.